Alright, we're going to get started with our second quest this week, the game review. And when you read this block of text, which I'm not going to read for you because that would take forever and be boring, when you read this block of text, you may start to think that it's pretty similar to a literary analysis. But once you get into it and start reading the examples that I provided, you'll realize that it's doing something a little bit different. Where a literary analysis talks about how the author wanted the game to be played. You're looking at things pretty objectively and picking out elements and thinking about how the game was meant to be experienced. A review is how you actually experience the game. It's based in personal opinion, personal experience. You're adding more personality, more flavor. So when you look at the IGN review that I've provided, or when you watch a YouTube video review, people are talking about their own experiences, their own relationship with the game, their own relationship with games like it. They're comparing it to games. So it's different in the way that we're thinking about how the elements work for us, rather than how they might have been supposed to be played. So again, I've given you this list of questions that are hopefully helpful. Hopefully they were helpful for the previous project to get you started thinking about the direction you want to go for the review. You can choose several or a few of these. A few of them are pretty in-depth questions. A few of them are pretty superficial. You can talk about them in a few sentences. But the main idea that I want you to keep in mind while writing this is that you should be striking a balance between talking about what the game is about and what the game and how the game plays out. So the overall narrative, the overall arc, the story, as well as how it's being played. So you've sort of already done that for a literary analysis, but now you're going to talk about it in your own personal experience, adding your personality in there. Like this question here, are there any glaring problems? Like in your opinion, does this game have any problems? And how did those problems affect your experience of the game? So they're a little bit different from the literary analysis questions. The purpose of this game, we're going to look at, like I've been saying, how instead of how the author wanted you to play it, we're going to talk about our own opinions and tastes. The audience and rhetorical situation, you get to choose again. Just make sure that the audience that you're choosing fits the way you're going about the project. For example, if you're doing a text-based review, you might choose an article, like you're doing an article for IGN. If you're doing a video review, you might be doing it for, Twitch streamers, or your Twitch audience, if you're like a Twitch streamer, or a YouTube audience. I think IGN has some video reviews, but I typically just read their text reviews. So just make sure that the medium fits your audience. Here's another list of games. This is pretty much the same list of games that I've given you throughout the course. You guys have chosen from this list of games, and you've also chosen outside of this list of games, and that's totally fine. I really appreciate those of you who are checking in with me, talking about the games you're choosing and how they might work, just making sure that they're okay for the project. But this is like the approved list. You can go outside of it, but you just gotta let me know. And another note on that, sometimes I comment in the comment boxes on your assignments, but I don't get notifications when you reply to those comments. So moving forward, if I ask you if you would like to talk about something, or if I ask you to check with me about something in those comment boxes, it would be easier if you emailed those comments to me, just because I sometimes forget to go back and check those comments in the comment boxes. I don't think you get notifications for that either, so if you really want that solid back and forth, email is the best for me. I'm trying to be better about checking the comments, but email just really works best for me. Alright, so getting out of that tangent, here's a list of requirements, like the technical requirements. Same options as last time. You can do a text-based option or you can do a video option. If it's text-based, 1,000 to 1,250 words. Again, you have to have those few screen caps. It can't just be text, it has to have some sort of visual element as well, or audio element, whatever you prefer. But you do have to have some screen caps. And if you're doing a video review, 5 to 7 minutes long. I'm realizing that this is a pretty difficult time limit to stay within, so most people who are doing video reviews are going over instead of under. So if you're going a few minutes over, that's okay, but when you're hitting into like 12 to 15 minute territory, you may need to start cutting some things out. So for the video review, I know video editing and video creating is a bit more difficult technically than writing, because with writing you can just cut things out. So I'm a little more lenient with the video reviews. But again, you have to have that multimodal element, 2 to 3 screen caps or short clips. Rubric, you have to choose a narrative-driven game. It simply cannot be Mario. You have to discuss many different elements of the game in a balanced way by looking at those questions and choosing the questions you want to address carefully and thoughtfully. You have to reach the word length requirements, include multimodal elements, and effectively write for the situation and audience you have chosen. Here are your statements of goals and choices for this project. You'll be doing a reflection journal on these, so you'll already do them as you complete the work in the class, but they are here for you to keep in mind as you work on the project. That's it for the explanation. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to chat about what you want to do, send me an email and we'll just get talking. All right.